Pull request workflow. In this presentation, we'll explore the concept of a pull request, which is a fundamental part of the Git workflow. A pull request is a way for developers to notify their team about changes they've made to a branch in a Git repository. It allows the team to review and discuss the proposed changes before they are merged into the main codebase. The pull request workflow is important for several reasons. First, it enables collaboration and code review, which helps maintain code quality and consistency. It also facilitates knowledge sharing, as team members can learn from each other's code and provide feedback. Finally, the pull request process ensures that changes are properly tested and approved before they are integrated into the main project. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a solid understanding of how the pull request workflow works and why it's an essential part of modern software development. To create a pull request, you'll first need to branch out from the main or master branch of your Git repository. This allows you to work on your changes in isolation without affecting the main codebase. As you work on your changes, be sure to regularly commit your work to the new branch. This creates a history of your changes that can be easily reviewed by your team. Once you're ready to share your changes, push the branch to the remote repository. This will make your branch visible to the rest of your team. Next, go to the repository's web interface and create a new pull request. This will notify your team that you have changes ready for review. In the pull request, provide a clear and concise description of the changes you've made. This helps your team understand the context and purpose of your changes. Finally, assign team members to review the pull request. This allows your team to provide feedback, ask questions, and ensure the changes are of high quality before they are merged into the main codebase. When reviewing a pull request, the first step is to carefully understand the changes that have been made. This involves thoroughly reviewing the code, commit history, and any additional information provided in the pull request description. As you review the changes, provide feedback in the form of comments and suggestions. This could include pointing out potential issues, requesting clarification on certain aspects, or proposing improvements to the code. It's also important to test the changes locally. This allows you to verify that the changes work as expected and don't introduce any unintended consequences. Based on your review and testing, you'll then need to indicate whether the changes are ready to be merged or if further work is needed. If the changes are approved, you can proceed to merge the pull request into the main branch. By following this review process, you can ensure that the changes being introduced to the codebase are of high quality and align with the project's standards and requirements. Sometimes, when you create a pull request, there may be conflicts between the changes in your branch and the changes in the main branch. These conflicts need to be resolved before the pull request can be merged. The first step in resolving a conflict is to identify where the conflict exists. This involves carefully reviewing the changes in the pull request and understanding the differences between your branch and the main branch. Once you've identified the conflict, you'll need to decide which changes should be kept and which should be discarded. This may involve collaborating with the original author of the pull request or other team members to reach a consensus. After resolving the conflict, you'll need to commit the resolved changes and push the updated branch to the remote repository. This will update the pull request with the resolved conflict. Finally, the pull request will need to be re-reviewed to ensure that the conflict has been properly resolved and that the changes are still of high quality. This may involve additional feedback and testing before the pull request can be merged. By following this process, you can ensure that conflicts are resolved in a way that maintains the integrity of the codebase and the overall project. Once a pull request has been reviewed and approved, it's time to merge it into the main branch. Before doing so, it's important to ensure that the main branch is up to date with the latest changes. You can then use the repository's web interface or command line tools to merge the pull request. This will integrate the changes from the pull request branch into the main codebase. After the pull request has been merged, you can safely delete the branch. This helps keep the repository's branch structure clean and organized. Finally, it's a good idea to acknowledge the contributor's work and celebrate the successful merge of the pull request. This helps foster a positive and collaborative team culture and encourages others to participate in the project. By following these steps, you can ensure that the pull request workflow is executed smoothly and that the changes are integrated into the main codebase in a controlled and organized manner. To ensure the pull request workflow is effective and efficient, it's important to follow some best practices. First and foremost, it's crucial to write clear and concise descriptions for your pull requests. This helps your team understand the changes you've made and the reasoning behind them. Additionally, it's generally a good idea to break down your changes into smaller, more manageable pull requests. Smaller pull requests are easier to review and understand, which can speed up the review process and reduce the risk of introducing bugs. When receiving feedback on your pull request, it's important to respond to it in a timely manner. Addressing comments and suggestions from reviewers promptly shows that you're engaged in the process and helps keep the review moving forward. Maintaining a clean commit history is also important. Consider squashing or rebasing your commits to keep the history clean and easy to follow. Before submitting a pull request, ensure that your changes are thoroughly tested. Run any relevant tests and verify that your changes don't introduce any regressions or break existing functionality. Finally, it's a good practice to keep your pull request up to date with the main branch. Regularly rebase or merge the main branch into your feature branch to avoid conflicts and ensure your changes are based on the latest code base. By following these best practices, you can help ensure that the pull request workflow is efficient, effective, and contributes to the overall quality and maintainability of the project. In summary, the pull request workflow is a crucial part of modern software development. It allows developers to collaborate, review, and approve changes before they are integrated into the main code base. The key steps in the pull request workflow include creating a new branch, committing changes, opening a pull request, reviewing the changes, resolving any conflicts, and finally merging the pull request. Throughout this process, it's important to follow best practices, such as writing clear and concise descriptions, breaking down changes into smaller pull requests, responding to feedback in a timely manner, maintaining a clean commit history, and ensuring thorough testing. By following this workflow and adhering to these best practices, teams can ensure that the changes being introduced to the project are of high quality and align with the project's standards and requirements.